I am Dr. Ashok Kumar, Head Department of Zoology and Industrial Fish and Fishery. Today I am going to switch on the topic culture of milkfish. Milkfish, as its name indicates, it is very white and it is also known as the it is also known as the it is known as the it is a marine fish, and this is the fish which is euryhaline. Euryhaline means which can tolerate a wide range of salinity, and hence it is reared, cultured in ponds, brackish water ponds located near the sea. And this is the only milkfish. It is also known as white mullet. Yesterday I explained about the grey mullet, Mugelcephalus, but today it is white mullet. White mullet because of milk is also white, and hence it is called white mullet. And it is milkfish is called Chanos chanos. It is of the family Chenidae, only member of the Chenidae, family Chenidae, and is cultured in a sea, cultured in estuarine water ponds, brackish water, that is brackish water ponds, and the ponds remain in series. A small series, sometimes it remains, sometimes means 5 to 6 weeks it remains in one pond, then again it is transferred in next pond for 8 weeks, for 2 months or 8 weeks, and then it is transferred from that place to again third one pond, and that is called and where it gets marketable size, and it remains there finally as it is harvested and sold in the market. This fish is very well known fish of also of Indonesia. It is also cultured in Indonesia, Philippines, Taiwan. It is well known food fish or commercially important fish. But in India, milkfish is taken mostly in West Bengal, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh by trapping fry during high tides. And also from the shallow waters of the Bay of Bengal in West Bengal, and the traditional culture practices yields production more than 500 kg, but in semi-intensive culture, the production ranges between 2000 to 4000 kg. So it is the production from 1 hectare is 2000 to 4000 kg from 1 hectare in 1 year. So the most common system used for the culture of milkfish in the brackish water coastal ponds are common, and the ponds includes different types of two types of nursery pond and rearing ponds. These two ponds, in these nursery ponds, flies are collected and introduced in nursery pond. So fly collection is done in the shallow water of the seas, and in India the time of fly collection is from April to June, from March to June, and in a small quantity from September to November, but larger quantities are caught from April to June. And It is also it is found in the estuaries, creeks, and backwaters of Kerala, estuaries and backwaters from Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Kerala, and Karnataka. That is that provide collection grounds for chanos fry, means milk fish fry. The most common gears for collection for capture of fly are deep nets, scoop nets. Deep nets are rectangular nets, and they are from and scoop nets are this is one and नीचे ऊपर में एक रिंग है और उस रिंग से बंधा हुआ और तब वो नेट नीचे तक आता है ताकि हम उसको उससे वो चानस फ्राई जो है उसको निकाल लिया जाता है. रियरिंग ऑफ फ्राई rearing separate nursery ponds and are being maintained in some farmers. Normally represent about 3 to 5% of the farm area. This rearing of fly is done only only in 3 to 5 farm area, 3 to 5% rearing of fly. The nursery ponds are shallow and ranges from 1,000 to 4,000 square meter. Their size is from now pond preparation. Before now pond preparation, this pond heading is pond preparation. How we prepare pond for the mullet, for the white mullet, that is chanos or milk fish. Chanos, it is of Chennai family, and the pond preparation starts about 2 months before the flies are introduced. The ponds are drained completely during low tides. They are drained completely during low tides. The bottom is leveled and raked with wooden rake. Raking, as you know, that takes place through wooden rake and plowed to bring the surface soil nutrient to the surface, and eradication of which is done. Now, besides eradication, pests of eradicating pests as well as predators, drying also helps in the mineralization of organic matter in the soil. The water gates means through which the fishes are the water is passed out. So the water gates of the pond are protected with fine mesh screens to prevent the entry of fish or other organisms from the outer side of the pond. Water is let in just to cover the pond bottom, after only just to cover the pond bottom. So it is very not very only up to this 25 to 30 centimeters. After 2 days, water is let in just to cover the pond bottom. After 2 to 3 days, 150 kg per hectare of 16:20:0 NPK fertilizer is given in the soil, and so nitrate, phosphates are well required, and the quantity of 18:46:0 NPK fertilizer per hectare are added. So breakdown of chicken manure urea may be added at the rate of 25 kg per hectare. The benthic algae called lab build up gradually. The water level in the pond is then gradually increased to 25 to 30 centimeter in a period of 1 month. By increasing the level by 3 to 5 centimeter each time. So gradually, just in the initial stage, only bottom is filled, and just gradually now it becomes something more, and lastly 25 to 30 centimeter in a period of 3 months by increasing level 3 to 5 centimeter each time. The maintenance of this benthic complex requires proper water management. This water management and grazing levels. Application of NPK fertilizers are made if necessary 1 to 2 weeks to maintain the growth of level. For stocking and acclimatization. Now, the density of fly in the nursery is generally 30 to 50 per square meter. Fly can be stocked directly in the nursery pond if the salinity of the water in which they are transported is approximately the same as the salinity of the pond water. If there is a difference of over 5 ppt, 5 parts per thousand, 5 ppt salinity change, it must be acclimatized before its transfer. Now, nursery pond management. Nursery pond management involves the maintenance of suitable conditions for the growth of fly and its natural food, that is lab. In order to avoid salinity increases during the summer months, some exchange of water may be needed. If the growth of natural food is not adequate, for the stock, artificial feeds like rice bran is provided. In 2 months, the fly grow to a weight of 1 to 3 gram and then stocked in rearing or production pond. Now, grow out ponds. For preparing rearing ponds or grow out ponds, rearing ponds are generally the same as for nursery ponds. The ponds are drained and the bottom is dried. Initial fertilization is done with a combination of organic and inorganic fertilizers. After the ponds are stocked, fertilization with urea and NPK fertilizer is continued at about half an initial dose of fortnight. So, at fortnight intervals, NPK fertilizer as well as urea contains all nitrate, phosphate, potassium, everything is there at a fortnight intervals. So, taking care to exchange the water regularly. Fish stocking. In traditional milk fish, stocking is carried out with milk fish only. During the course of culture, other species, grey mullets, shrimps, mainly Penaeus and Metapenaeus species, they gain access, converting it into a polyculture system. But the usual practice is to stock a single size group. Means single size group that is 10 to 15 centimeter. 10 to 15 centimeter. It is this one is 10 and or 10 to 15 centimeter. This one is, that is the size of fingerling at the rate of about 2,000 per hectare and completely harvest when they have become of marketable size. The main now the fingerlings grow for certain period in the pond and are then transferred, as I had already told, that in progression method. That is a progression method. The procedure is known as progression method, and it is practiced by many farmers in the Philippines. Rearing is carried out. Now this method has been further improved to called a modular method, which involves a 3-stage rearing. Three contiguous ponds from a series. Three contiguous ponds from a series. 1, 2, 3. One pond, second pond, third pond. So this one is modular method in which three-stage rearing takes place. Firstly, the first pond is stocked at a density of 15,000 per hectare. After about 6 to 7 weeks, I had already told, after 6 to 7 weeks, the stock is transferred to the second pond. And then after 4 to 5 weeks, and the third, it is introduced in third pond. Hence, in 3 pond, in this method, which is called as modular method, so progressively it is transferred from one pond to second pond to third pond, and there till it attains market size. Intensive farming consists of stocking different size groups and repeated selective harvesting. At this, sometimes, suppose in different size groups, if one is larger, that will become attain marketable size soon. Then after netting, we only take the marketable size, and the smaller one are thrown in that in the pond, brackish water pond, and they are left there for further growth, and ultimately, so intensive farming consists of stocking in intensive farming. In intensive farming, we stock different size groups, and in intensive farming we stock different size groups. Suppose one this size, again this size, again this size. So the different size groups and repeated selective harvesting, and at this these are at this. And this is sometimes called as multi-size stocking method. Now, feeding as milkfish farming is largely based on the production of the natural food. Artificial feed is given when the natural feed is less in amount in the brackish water ponds, and in that case, in that condition, the available foodstuffs like rice bran, groundnut cake, and soybean meal are used as supplementary feeding. On an average, each fish grows about 300 to 500 gram, and yield is 7,000 to 8,000 kg per hectare. That is all about the culture of milkfish chanos, which is one of the important commercially important fish of family Channaidae, and of Channiformis, and this is all about the culture of the milkfish chanos. Thank you.